it's Craig here from fixitfallows, back with the old trusty giant Anthem, which you saw in a previous video. I'd done a bleed on the rear brake. Whilst doing that, I noticed I was having some trouble with the front brake, which is the right lever here. Kind of looked like the piston was getting stuck inside the body of the lever. So I'm going to take it off, strip it down and see what can be done. Okay, so here I have my BL M615 Shimano brake lever. This is I-Spec B, so your shifter hangs off the bottom there. It became apparent to me when I was doing a brake bleed that the piston inside this lever is getting stuck. So if I insert something down there and push, you will see the brake lever spring back. See? And if I pull the lever, there's a lot of resistance, and then you can, there you go, it's not pushing against the piston anymore because the piston is jammed inside here. So Shimano doesn't really want you to service this. This pin goes through all of the lever mechanism and emerges this side like with some sort of domed head. Now initially I have started to drill it, went a bit off centre, but I think what I'm actually going to have to do is to take this smaller head off very gently and see whether I can then knock this pin through in order to remove this lever, in order to gain access to the piston and any O-rings that are inside here. So that's what I plan to do. Some investigation has suggested that I can possibly buy a new piston and rings inside there from AliExpress. But once I get it open, I'll better eyeball them and see if they match up with what's being supplied on AliExpress. Then the only thing that remains is, can I actually replicate this pin somehow, make an adaptation to get it all back together? Time will tell. I've ground some of the head off, and now if you look very closely you can just start to see that there is an inner shaft, which I'm hoping with a punch I should be able to knock through now. So now the spring has come free. I've knocked out the pin, the rocker's out, and take that out. The lever comes out. The roller in there that's attached to a push rod comes out by attaching the pliers like that and twisting it and removing it. Then these plates can come out like so. There's one, there's the other, and then we can see down inside the actual piston in the body of the lever. So inside there'll be a circlip that I'll need to extract. Okay, so there is the circlip out, and there is the piston from inside of the actual brake lever itself. And there is so much grit and debris on there, no wonder it was getting jammed. Okay, so the piston had kind of seemingly swollen a bit, so I took the rubber seals off, put the piston in the end of a drill, spun the drill and run some very light sandpaper around it just to take any expansion off of it. I've cleaned it all up, cleaned up the inside of that, and we shall put it back in and see how we get on. Here you can see that the now cleaned piston moves freely back and forth inside the body of the brake. Okay, so finally got it all back together. The lever's back in. It was very fiddly. The biggest problem was once the piston goes back in there, it's sprung. So the first trouble was keeping the piston down whilst putting the circlip back in, and then the next issue was keeping the roller in there, which is attached to a push rod which pushes on the piston, keeping that suppressed in order to get this rocker arm on, which goes inside the lever, which then the pins go through, all whilst trying to get the spring back in place. One way or another I managed to push the ball, the roller and the push rod back, and with a little bit of clamping kept it suppressed back into the body of the brake. That enabled me to reassemble this whole lever mechanism without having to apply pressure to the push rod. As you can see, it's all now fully functioning. The piston moves in and out. You can see through that little hole there, you can see the piston move inside and out of that, across that hole. So the black bit is a silicone washer, then the white bit is part of the body of the piston, and so forth, and that returns as it should. All the spring mechanism of the levers functioning okay, forward motion, back, all feels okay. Now I have just put everything back in that I took out, just cleaned up, didn't put a new set of washers in. I was going to see how I get on with these. It could be that we rebuild all this and it leaks oil, in which case I'll have to order the new seals and rebuild it, but we'll see how we get on. So the next thing to do is to put all of the bladder and plates and fascia plate back in. Okay, so first things first, we take this bladder. It's quite self-explanatory which way it goes. This down into the chamber, drop it in like that, make sure it's all nicely seated. Okay, next is this white plate that's got these bars on it. Those bars go into these recesses on the bladder, like so. Make sure that's seated. Next up is this metal pressure plate. Again, self-explanatory which hole goes where. So slide and drop that over the top like so. Then there's this tiny little white nylon washer. It's got a nib on it, and that nib corresponds with the extended opening on this hole here with the nib downwards. There we go. It's there. Now we take one of these bolts, and it goes in here, making sure it doesn't cross thread. There we are. Just nip it up until you can't feel it turning anymore. There we are, like that. Now we take the fascia top plate, cross it down. Now on this bit here you need to apply a bit of pressure. There we go, and you just feel it pop back into place. There it is, it's down. You see it's a relatively good seal all the way around. And then the final bolt goes back in this hole here. Drop that in there. Like so. Do that up. Apply a little bit of pressure. Now this whole plate's pushing down on a rubber seal, so you can feel the resistance. Doesn't have to be super tight. That will do. And there we are, all back together. Obviously the reservoir, bleed nipple, whatever you want to call it, will go back in there once we've done the full installation. And now it's just a case of getting it back on the bike. So at this point I would just like to talk about this pin here. This is the pin that locks the whole lever into place. As you remember, we had to grind the head off of it. That allowed us then to punch it through. At the moment I've just pushed it back together and it's just holding itself in place with just friction really. There's many things we could do. We could drill a tiny little hole in there and tap it and put a machine screw in there. That would hold it in place. The other thing you could do is you could take a punch and punch sideways across the pin and just cause a little bit of a burr so that it catches on the larger diameter of the outer bit of the pin there. That would also lock it in place. It's not an item that's really under a lot of pressure in terms of force that way to push it out. So at the moment, because I don't know whether I've got to replace the seals or not, I'm not going to secure it in place. I'm going to put it back on the bike, refill it with oil, well, firstly to see whether the brake is not leaking at all. If it's not leaking and all good, I can then come back and sort locking this into place if needs be. Okay, so I've drawn out the old fluid from the bleed nipple there. I've now got the brake line going into my waste oil basket. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push some clean fluid through the nipple, through the brake caliper, up through the pipe, and push some through, make sure I get rid of all of the old oil, and I'm going to put some into this bottle here. So effectively we're going to fill the caliper and the brake line with all nice clean stuff, so the oil will be all the way up to the end of the brake line before we connect it back up to here. And in this way we shouldn't be pushing any of the old oil into the now nice new clean brake lever. Okay, so here we are. We have a syringe of nice new brake fluid connected up. The hose line is going into my waste bottle, and I'm going to introduce it now. And we squeeze it in, keep squeezing, and it's now running out of the hose into the bottle. I'm going to squirt a bit in. There we go, it's all done. All we now need to do is re-tighten the bleed nipple with the right spanner. There we go, tighten that up. That's nice and tight. Take that off. Give it a bit of a wipe. And we can now put the hose line back onto the brake lever. So here the brake line is back into the lever. We've put the reservoir, filling basket reservoir on the lever. The lever's as level as I can make it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed in more oil from here up the tube, fill the brake lever, and we should see excess rise into the bucket here. from which point we can then think about bleeding the system. So here you can see I've squeezed in the oil, and now we have oil sitting in the filler reservoir maintenance basket. I really should come up with a name for that thing. So the oil's travelled through the hose, filled the brake lever itself, and the excess has risen out of here. What we can now do is lock off this end, take away the syringe, and work out any air bubbles from the system. Okay, so having locked off down at the caliper and pumped the brake lever a few times, there was no air coming out at the moment. So I've drawn out the excess fluid, having put the bung back in. We can now gently start unscrewing the bleed reservoir off. There we go. Put that to one side. Now we can put the bleed nipple back onto the brake lever, making sure that that washer is on there, like so. Get that tight. Now that brake is very, very firm, but bearing in mind that we've got the maintenance block in the caliper, so the pistons can't move at all. Once that comes out, the pads and the disc goes back in, we'll have another look. So we'll do that now. So here we are back on the bike, the wheel's back on, the pads are back in, the lever is back on. This was an I-spec lever, so I've reattached the shifter to the underside. All good. And when we come over the bike, grab the handle, that is a nice action. It doesn't go all the way to the handlebar, so it's not lack of pressure. It's got a nice feel to it. The piston is no longer sticking, and the bike stops. Now at this point there is no obvious signs of any leakage. Any oil you can see there was the 3-in-1 oil that I put inside the rocker mechanism there. So that looks like a successful fix for a Shimano BL M615 Deore lever. Many of the other Shimano levers are exactly the same, so it can be done. So there we have it. My right brake lever for the front brake is now working nicely. Previously I've done the rear brake, so for the time being this bike is all good to go. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, as I always say, and please subscribe. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again in another video.